What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Guys Gone Fishing. Happy New Year. Hope y'all had a blessed holiday season. In today's video, I decided to drop my GoPro underneath the Destin harbor. I was seeing all sorts of fish, even now in the wintertime. Moving around down there, and I decided to chum some bait in the water and see what would come and try to eat it. First off, obviously, we're seeing some of these pinfish moving around, big ones. And right there in the background, we see a spadefish come into view, and a whole school of them was under this dock. I just thought that was super cool because those are summertime fish, and I did not know they went back in the harbor in the wintertime. If you guys do ever end up catching a spadefish, they taste pretty good, so I would recommend you keep it. And a little pinfish comes out of nowhere. There's not great visibility here, but it is decently clear. There's a little Jack Crevalle, and right there is, I think, a gigantic pinfish. I've caught some 12, 13-inch pinfish in here, and I guarantee that there's a state record somewhere in this harbor. On the day I took this underwater footage, I caught a couple of these monster pinfish. Right there is a piece of chum that I threw in the water, and you can see immediately the pinfish show a lot of interest in it. But those Jack Crevalle, man, there's a lot of little fun-sized Jack Crevalle in there. And just for perspective, that Jack Crevalle is probably 13 or 14 inches long. So you can see how big, in contrast, some of these jacks are. There's a whole school of them. Those jacks were really fun to catch on that ultralight tackle I was using up above. Look at all this pinfish. Yeah, they were going crazy at this point because this is when I threw several chunks of chum in the water. But I only got one piece of chum on camera. Yeah, the jacks would just go crazy over any little single piece. And it's hard to catch a jack with all the pinfish around. And the depth here, for anyone wondering, was only about 6 feet deep. It was cloudy up above, though, so that's why the water's not too bright. Yeah, look at those giant pinfish. It's crazy. There's one of those spadefish again. Big school of spadefish in the background there. Look at all those. So cool. I got my hopes up. I thought they were sheep's head when I first saw the stripes, but they were not, unfortunately. I was really hoping to lure in some of those big harbor bluefish that live here in Destin by chumming up the water enough, but unfortunately I didn't actually see any bluefish at all that day. Alright, so coming up here is the footage I got of me fishing while this camera was underwater. Gonna get it. So as you guys can see, I'm pulling the hook too hard. I'm just getting a little bit excited for all these little jacks and pinfish, but I did end up landing a couple of them. This seagull comes out of nowhere to try to take the bait, and at this point I've had enough and I just quit. Here's a picture of one of these giant pinfish next to my 11.5 size foot. Y'all can also catch flounder, lizardfish, and baby barracuda if you come out here in the winter.